Have you ever had one of those days at work where you're just watching the clock, waiting for it to be over? That was exactly where Amaka found herself last Tuesday. It was just another ordinary day, filled with the usual emails, spreadsheets, and the low hum of the office air conditioner. She was running on autopilot, just going through the motions, counting down the minutes until she could pack up and head home. The most exciting thing on her agenda was deciding what to have for dinner. Little did she know, her entire day was about to be turned upside down. Right around lunchtime, just as the afternoon slump was about to hit, her manager, Mr. Harrison, called an emergency all-hands meeting. The atmosphere in the room shifted instantly. You could feel the collective anxiety rise. Mr. Harrison, usually calm and collected, had a look of serious urgency on his face. He announced that a critical client project, one that was supposed to take 2 weeks, had its deadline moved up to today. By 5 o'clock, a wave of disbelief and panic washed over the room. Whispers of "that's impossible," and "how are we supposed to do that?" filled the air. Amaka's heart sank. Her quiet, predictable day had just exploded into a high-stakes, high-pressure race against time. For the first hour, the office was a whirlwind of chaos and stress. People were rushing around, voices were raised, and the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Amaka felt overwhelmed. She looked at the mountain of work ahead and thought there was no way they could pull this off. Everyone was focused on their own piece of the puzzle, frantically trying to work faster, but it felt like they were all just spinning their wheels. The pressure was immense, and it seemed like the team was on the verge of cracking. It felt less like a team and more like a group of individuals panicking in the same room. But then, something amazing started to happen. Slowly but surely, the energy began to change. It started with Sarah from marketing, who noticed that David from design was struggling with some copy. Instead of just focusing on her own tasks, she walked over and asked, "Hey, need a fresh pair of eyes on that." David, relieved, accepted her help. A few minutes later, Michael, the tech guru, overheard a conversation about a software glitch and, without being asked, swooped in and fixed it in under 5 minutes. These small acts of support started a ripple effect. The walls between departments began to crumble. Soon, the frantic individual efforts morphed into a seamless, collaborative dance. People weren't just working alongside each other. They were working asterisk with asterisk each other. The initial tension started to melt away, replaced by a surprising new sound: laughter. Someone cracked a joke about the absurdity of the deadline, and the whole room erupted. That moment broke the spell of stress. They ordered pizzas, put on some upbeat music, and suddenly the impossible task felt more like an exciting adventure. Amaka found herself brainstorming with colleagues she barely spoke to before, their combined ideas creating solutions faster than any one of them could have alone. The final hour was a blur of focused energy and camaraderie. Everyone was in sync, passing tasks back and forth, cheering each other on. It was like watching a perfectly choreographed performance. At 4:58 p.m., just 2 minutes before the deadline, they hit send on the final project. A huge cheer erupted in the office. They had done it, they had achieved the impossible. But what was more incredible than completing the project was the feeling in the room. They weren't just colleagues anymore. They were a team, bonded by a shared, intense experience. As Amaka packed her bag that evening, she was exhausted but also exhilarated. The day that started with soul-crushing boredom had ended up being one of the most memorable and rewarding days of her career. She realized that sometimes the greatest challenges are actually gifts in disguise. They push us out of our comfort zones and reveal strengths we never knew we had. More importantly, they show us the incredible power of teamwork. That day, Amaka learned that when people come together, even the most stressful situations can be transformed into incredible achievements and lasting connections. So next time you're faced with an unexpected challenge, remember Amaka's story. It might just be the opportunity you need to discover what you and your team are truly capable of. Thanks for watching, and if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.